Welcome to our Power BI interview questions and answers video. Whether you're a seasoned Power BI professional or just starting your journey in business intelligence, this video is designed to help you ace your Power BI interviews. Stay tuned as we unravel the key aspects of Power BI that employers often inquire about, empowering you to confidently navigate your next interview. Let's dive in and boost your Power BI interview readiness. This is part 1 of 3. What is Power BI? Power BI is a business analytics service by Microsoft that provides interactive visualizations and business intelligence capabilities with an interface simple enough for end users to create their own reports and dashboards. It connects to a wide range of data sources, transforms data, and creates insightful visualizations for decision-making. Explain the components of Power BI. Power BI consists of the following components. Power BI Desktop, a desktop application for creating reports and dashboards. Power BI Service, an online service for sharing and collaborating on reports and dashboards. Power BI Mobile, mobile apps for accessing reports and dashboards on smartphones and tablets. Power BI Gateway, allows for connecting on-premises data sources to Power BI service. What is Power Query? Power Query is a data connection technology that enables you to discover, connect, combine, and refine data across a wide variety of sources. It is used in Power BI to import and transform data before it is loaded into the data model. Explain DAX data analysis expressions. DAX is a formula language used in Power BI for creating custom calculations in tables and columns. It is similar to Excel formulas but is optimized for data models and can be used to create measures and calculated columns in Power BI. What is Power BI Gateway? Power BI Gateway is a tool that allows you to connect on-premises data sources to Power BI service. It acts as a bridge, enabling data refresh and direct connectivity to on-premises data sources from the Power BI cloud service. What are the differences between Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service? Power BI Desktop. It is a standalone application for creating Power BI reports and dashboards on a local machine. Power BI Service. It is an online service for sharing, collaborating, and publishing Power BI reports and dashboards. Users can access reports through a web browser. Explain the concept of Power BI Data Model. The Power BI Data Model is a collection of data tables, relationships, calculated columns, and measures that are used to create interactive reports and dashboards. It can be created and modified in Power BI Desktop and then published to the Power BI service. How do you share a Power BI report with others? Power BI reports can be shared in the following ways. Publish to web. Create a public web link for sharing. Share dashboard. Share a dashboard containing one or more reports. Power BI apps. Create and share apps containing reports and dashboards. Export to PDF or PowerPoint. Export reports to PDF or PowerPoint for offline sharing. What is the difference between a measure and a calculated column in Power BI? Measure. A measure is a calculation that is created using DAX and is dynamic in nature. It responds to changes in context and is typically used for aggregations like sums, averages, etc. Calculated column. A calculated column is a static column that is added to a table in the data model. It contains a formula that is evaluated for each row and the result is stored in the column. Explain row-level security in Power BI. Row-level security, RLS, is a feature in Power BI that restricts data access at the row level based on user roles and filters. It allows you to control which users can see which data in a report, ensuring that each user sees only the data relevant to their role or responsibility. What is the Power BI Data Gateway used for and how does it work? The Power BI Data Gateway is used to enable secure data transfer between on-premises data sources and the Power BI service in the cloud. It works by establishing a connection between the on-premises data source and the Power BI service, allowing for data refresh and real-time updates in Power BI reports and dashboards. Can you explain the concept of Power BI content packs and templates? Content packs. Content packs are pre-built collections of dashboards, reports, and datasets that can be shared within an organization. They provide a quick way to distribute standardized analytics content. Templates. Templates are similar to content packs but are more focused on sharing the structure of a report or dashboard. They allow users to start with the predefined template and connect it to their own data sources. What are Power BI workspaces? Workspaces in Power BI are containers for dashboards, reports, and datasets. They provide a way to collaborate with others by organizing and sharing content. There are two types of workspaces: My Workspace, personal workspace, and shared workspaces, collaborative workspaces for teams. Explain the difference between a calculated column and a calculated table. Calculated column. It is a column added to an existing table, and the formula is evaluated for each row in the table. The result is a static value stored for each row. Calculated table. It is a table created using DAX expressions, typically based on existing tables. The result is a new table that can be used in relationships with other tables in the data model. How does Power BI handle security, and what is the role of Power BI admin? Power BI provides several security features, including row-level security, sharing settings, and encryption. Power BI admins have the responsibility of managing user access, setting up security roles, and configuring policies to ensure data confidentiality and compliance with organizational policies. What is the role of Power Query in data transformation, and can you provide examples of transformations? Power Query is used for data transformation and cleansing before loading it into the data model. Examples of transformations include filtering rows, removing duplicates, merging tables, splitting columns, and aggregating data. Power Query is a crucial tool for ensuring that the data is in the right format for analysis. How can you schedule data refresh in Power BI Service? Data refresh in Power BI Service can be scheduled by setting up a refresh schedule for the dataset. This can be done in the Power BI Service by configuring the dataset settings and defining the refresh frequency. Scheduled refresh ensures that the data in the Power BI report is kept up to date with changes in the source data. Explain the role of the Power BI Gateway in direct query mode. In direct query mode, the Power BI Gateway is used to establish a live connection between Power BI and the data source, allowing users to query the data in real time. The gateway facilitates the communication between the on-premises data source and the Power BI service without importing the data into the Power BI data model. What are the limitations of Power BI? Power BI has some limitations, including data size restrictions in the free version, the need for a Power BI Pro license for sharing and collaboration, and limitations on the number of refreshes per day. It's important to be aware of these limitations when planning and implementing Power BI solutions. Can you explain the difference between Power BI Pro and Power BI Premium? Power BI Pro. It is a subscription-based service that allows individual users to create and share reports and dashboards. It requires a Pro license for each user. Power BI Premium. It is designed for larger organizations with greater scalability and dedicated cloud resources. Power BI Premium allows for shared capacity, paginated reports, and the ability to consume Power BI content without a Pro license. What is the importance of the star schema and snowflake schema in Power BI data modeling? Star schema. It is a type of data modeling where one central fact table is connected to multiple dimension tables. This design simplifies queries and enhances performance. Snowflake schema. It extends the star schema by normalizing dimension tables, creating a structure resembling a snowflake. While it can save storage space, it may introduce additional complexities in query performance. Explain the concept of hierarchies in Power BI. How are they useful in reporting? Hierarchies in Power BI represent data relationships at different levels, allowing users to drill down or roll up through data. They are beneficial for creating organized and interactive reports, enabling users to navigate through data in a structured way. What are the differences between Power BI Desktop and Power BI Report Server? Power BI Desktop. It is a free application for creating reports and dashboards on a local machine. Power BI Report Server. It is an on-premises solution that allows for hosting Power BI reports and dashboards within an organization's own infrastructure, providing more control over data. How does Power BI handle data security during data import? Power BI provides data encryption during import, ensuring that sensitive information is secure. Additionally, row-level security can be applied to restrict access to specific data based on user roles, providing an additional layer of protection. Explain the concept of drill-through in Power BI. Drill-through is a feature in Power BI that allows users to navigate from a summary report to more detailed information by clicking on a data point. It helps users to explore data at a more granular level without cluttering the main report. What is the purpose of the model view in Power BI Desktop? The model view in Power BI Desktop provides a graphical representation of the data model, showing tables, relationships, and their connections. It helps users understand and manage the structure of the data model, making it easier to create and modify relationships. How can you optimize Power BI report performance? Performance optimization in Power BI involves various strategies including reducing the number of visuals on a report page, minimizing the use of calculated columns and measures with complex DAX calculations, importing only the necessary columns from the data source, using summary tables to pre-aggregate data. Explain the purpose of the relative date slicer in Power BI. The relative date slicer is a feature that allows users to filter data based on relative time periods, such as the last 7 days or the next 3 months. It provides a dynamic way to analyze data within different time frames without manual adjustments. What is the significance of the Power BI Embedded service? Power BI Embedded allows developers to integrate Power BI reports and dashboards directly into custom applications, websites, or portals. It provides an embedded analytics solution, allowing end users to interact with Power BI content seamlessly within other applications. Explain the role of the Power Platform in conjunction with Power BI. The Power Platform is a suite of Microsoft tools that includes Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents. Power BI works synergistically with these tools, providing end-to-end business solutions. For example, Power BI reports can be embedded in Power Apps, creating a unified experience for users. What is the difference between calculated columns and calculated tables in terms of storage and performance? Calculated columns are stored in the data model, taking up space, and their values are computed during data refresh. On the other hand, calculated tables are created at runtime and consume memory during query execution. Generally, calculated columns can impact storage size more than calculated tables. Explain the concept of row context and filter context in DAX. How do they affect calculations? Row context, it refers to the current row that the DAX formula is being applied to. Calculations within row context operate on a single row at a time. Filter context, it refers to the set of filters that are applied to the calculation. Filter context can come from user interactions, slicers, or relationships between tables. DAX expressions can behave differently depending on both row and filter context. How can you use Power BI to connect and visualize data stored in big data platforms like Azure Data Lake or Hadoop? Power BI supports connectors for various big data platforms. You can use connectors like the Azure Data Lake Storage Connector or the Hadoop HDFS connector to connect Power BI to these data sources. Once connected, you can transform and visualize the data in Power BI. Explain the concept of Power BI custom visuals. How can they be created and utilized? Power BI custom visuals are extensions that allow users to import and use custom visualizations beyond the built-in ones. They can be created using tools like the Power BI Visualizations SDK or third-party tools. Custom visuals enhance the range of visualization options available in Power BI reports. What is the purpose of Power BI Q&A, natural language query? How does it work? Power BI Q&A allows users to ask questions about their data using natural language queries. It uses advanced algorithms to understand the intent behind the question and generates visualizations dynamically based on the data model. Q&A is a powerful tool for users who may not be familiar with creating traditional reports. Explain the incremental data refresh feature in Power BI. When and how would you implement it? Incremental data refresh is a feature that allows you to refresh only the new or modified data in your dataset instead of refreshing the entire dataset. This is useful when dealing with large datasets to improve refresh performance. It is typically implemented by defining parameters to filter the data to be refreshed. How can Power BI be integrated with Azure Active Directory for enhanced security? Power BI can be integrated with Azure Active Directory, AAD, for single sign-on, SSO, and enhanced security. This integration allows users to access Power BI using their AAD credentials, and administrators can manage access and permissions centrally through AAD. Explain the concept of Power BI embedded capacity. When would an organization opt for Power BI Premium Capacity? Power BI embedded capacity is used when embedding Power BI content in applications. Power BI Premium Capacity, on the other hand, provides dedicated resources for an organization's exclusive use. Organizations opt for premium capacity when they require more scalability, performance, and dedicated resources for large-scale deployments. Exciting updates await! Stay tuned for part 2 of our Power BI interview questions and answers video, where we'll delve deeper into advanced topics, share expert insights, and equip you with the knowledge you need to shine in your Power BI interviews. Don't miss out.
Hey learners, don't just watch, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into a sea of knowledge together.